7:44, sunshine and 62 degrees at KNEB. Our News Extra program is next, brought to you by Gehring Civic Center. Here is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. Our guest today is Carol Diffendaffer. She is with the Cancer Treatment Center up at Regional West Medical Center, and Cancer Treatment Center up there is always gets high marks for the job they do, and we're going to talk about, this seems like hard to believe, but right here it says it, the 18th Annual Camp Hope Weekend. We've had a number of these. I guess you're accepting registrations right now. Let's talk first of all about what Camp Hope Weekend is all about.
Well, Camp Hope Weekend is a very special weekend for those who have survived cancer, which means anybody diagnosed with cancer or living with advanced cancer, either way. And it offers a unique experience for those families and persons. We try to offer some sharing time, education time, and a lot of fun time in a different environment with staff, physicians that they work with every day, and some area counselors. And we just have a really good time for the weekend.
Yeah. So when is it?
August 26th, 27th, and 28th.
And you guys are accepting registrations right now?
Right now we are, yes.
Okay. And you've got good response as usual?
We do have a fairly good response, but we have room for more.
Okay. Folks can register. There's no cost to this.
No.
It's covered by the Regional West Foundation. And you can register through the end of this week, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So you've got through August 15th to do it. Now, we mentioned it's 3 days, 2 nights. Let's go over some of the things that maybe people want to know about. We've talked about what it is, who can attend. It's not just cancer survivors, but also family members.
Their family support members can also attend, yes.
Okay.
Everybody who kind of would like to kind of visit cancer in a little bit different direction and have a good time going forward, living forward with their disease.
All right. Now there's accommodations. Let's talk about that. You can do whatever you want as far as accommodations go.
Right. People who live in the Scottsbluff area can go back and sleep in their own beds at night, or they can sleep at the camp. We have a number of rooms at the camp. If we run out of rooms there, we'll work out rooms in the area. And also people can bring their RVs or campers or a tent.
They can do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. And Trails West is looking pretty good these days.
Trails West is looking wonderful. Was a little concerned in May with all the flooding, but I mean, it is just a beautiful campground still. I mean, the water is receded, it's dried up. They're ready to go out there.
Yeah. And what do folks need to bring when they go?
Their clothes and their meds and themselves, basically.
Okay. All right. So nothing real special. Mm-hmm. And again, the purpose of the camp here, you have a lot of check marks there.
I do. Well, basically, the camp is a time for sharing and caring, a time for listening and learning, a time for fun. I always stress that one. Skills on how to give and take support from others. That's hard to do sometimes. Creative outlets through the use of arts. Educational assistance for medically related concerns. Skills for relaxation and stress reduction. Skills for adapting to life changes related to cancer, and then special activities for children.
All right, good deal. So if a family comes along, they want to bring the kids, there's activities for the kids while the parents go through whatever they need to do.
That's right.
Okay. And we're going to talk more with Carol here after this 30-second break.
These tough economic times require a venue with added value. And the
all right, let's see, what else we need to talk about? Well, let's just talk about cancer in general and
room layouts,
okay.
And the meat shop providing the menu selection.
Going through chemo like we were talking about.
Hey, one little blip on the physicians.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the physicians that'll be there.
And pharmacists and people who know things. It's a different relationship than you have in the doctor's office.
All right, we are back on News Extra. We're talking about the 18th Annual Camp Hope Weekend, August 26th, 27th, and 28th for cancer survivors and their support team. And when folks have cancer, particularly with this Camp Hope, you have a number of therapists that are going to be there to help people work through things.
Right. First, we have all of our oncology physicians will be there, as well as our radiation oncologist. So we've got Dr. Hartman, Dr. Bjorling, Dr. LeConte, and Dr. Merrill. We have our pharmacists. So all those chemo questions and what should I take for complementary questions, complementary therapy questions. We have area counselors. We have staff from the nurses and other staff from internal medicine and from Cancer Treatment Center. So we've got a great staff who will be there to support people and just be a different environment than going to the office and seeing them. It's a lot more relaxed, and you get to know people a whole lot better.
And the physicians, obviously you get to know your family physician really well, but when you have when you have cancer, it's kind of a whole different relationship, isn't it?
I think it is. You go to the doctor for, your tonsils are swollen or something, you're going to get an antibiotic, and they know you pretty well. You've been there usually for a long time. But you go to see an oncologist, it's a new experience, a new day, and you've had to accept your own mortality with the diagnosis of cancer. And it changes how you look at going to the doctor.
Yeah. And, of course, many of these people have probably gone through chemo, and, chemo is a little different than it used to be, but it's still a very trying experience.
Well, chemotherapy is tough, and it's hard to accept, and it's tough, and people get fatigued, they lose energy, they can have nausea, and yet, they have a tremendous support system to help them get through that time period with the staff they'll find at the oncology office.
When you're going through that treatment and the diagnosis and all that stuff, how long does it take? Pretty close to a year before you feel like you're back to where maybe you should be, if, for example, the treatment does work and everything is coming back to normal?
It's hard to say. Everybody's individual. Some people go through chemotherapy and never feel a twinge of nausea, hardly. And other people, the nausea hits them very hard. Our bodies are built differently, each of us individually. And so some people respond very quickly to getting back to normal, and other people find the effects can last well beyond when they think it would. Neuropathy may be a lifelong issue, or fatigue may be something that they find a little harder through the rest of their lives. And yet most people, within a year, are pretty much back to where they used to be.
Yeah. And obviously, the diagnosis is the key. So after you get to a certain age, there are certain things you need to do.
Oh, we all do need to do these things. We like to put them off, but we shouldn't. Mammograms, pap smears, colonoscopies, just getting to know your own body. You know your own body better than anybody else. And when you notice something that you know is just not right, don't put it off. Get in there and check it out.
Yeah, because the sooner you check it out, the sooner you get it diagnosed, probably the less you're going to have to go through.
Right. And things like breast cancer and colon cancer, you may not notice the issues. That's why getting in there for those tests, those annual and every so many year tests, are so important, because they find nodules and things that shouldn't be there through x-ray that you're not going to feel. So you need to get in there and get the testing done.
Okay. If folks want to register for this camp, how do they do it? How do they get a hold of you here in the next week? We've got till August 15th to register. So how do they do it?
The easiest way is to call the Cancer Treatment Center at 630-1348. I'll say that one more time, 630-1348. And just ask for a registration for Camp Hope. We need your name and address in order to send that to you, and we want you to get it, or you can come by and pick it up at the Cancer Treatment Center in Medical Plaza South, the lower level.
Yeah, that's right there in the phone book, Regional West Medical Center. You just look under Cancer Treatment Center. And how long has the Cancer Treatment Center been around? Quite a while, hasn't it?
The Cancer Treatment Center has been here a long time, and I hate to say this, but I don't remember exactly how long. But I know as Dr. Sorensen started basically the Cancer Treatment Center back, I believe, in the 70s somewhere.
Yeah.
And it has expanded and grown and changed to be one of the finest centers in the United States.
It really has. It really has. All right. Thanks, Carol. Appreciate it. I hope you have a good response, and I'm sure you will. 18th Annual Camp Hope Weekend coming up August 26th, 27th, and 28th. Make sure you register with the Cancer Treatment Center. Back to you, Dan.
Best